From Campbell River, British Columbia, it's time for Lumberjack!
Lumberjacks is sponsored by Echo, only professional grade with 5-year warranty. Crown, protect, maintain, save. Gas Guzzler lifts gas and oils from land, vehicles, and tools. Yamaha, what kind of Yamaha are you?
We're out here on Vancouver Island and Campbell River for the Salmon Festival and the exciting conclusion of the Logger Sports Competition. Hi, I'm Bill Diva with Lumberjack Sports co-host and analyst Rod Cumberland. And Rod, among other things this week, we're looking at the double buck, an event we see all the time, don't we?
We actually see it all the time, but it's quite unique here in Campbell River because they're not using the regular racing saws that we see every week. We're actually using the ones that were actually manufactured to use in the woods. So somebody's taken them, tried to file them up as sharp as they can. They're going to race head-to-head with those.
And the choker race, I love watching the choker race. Everybody, if not everybody, is going to get wet in this one.
It's much the same as a steeplechase, or what I call a steeplejack in the lumberjack world, but yeah, they're carrying cables, chains, stopping in the middle of booms and putting them through holes. It's a lot of fun.
And we are sprinting our way down the home stretch here in the overall standings of the Campbell River Salmon Festival Logger Sports Competition with hometown favorite and show organizer Dave McLeod leading the way with 410 points. Bunch of guys hot on his heels trying to take the crown away from him because Dave is actually the defending champion here in Campbell River. He's also going to be featured in this first event. It's called the Butcher Block. 2 blocks, 14 inches round of Western White Pine, 2 guys on each team. We got Nick Russell and Dave McLeod taking on Hart and Dowling in the first heat.
14 inches of wood they're going to be chopping through again. It's a little bit larger than they used to, but one guy chops halfway through the front side, then their partner jumps on and chops halfway through the second side.
Now, what are some of the keys, Rod, here in preparing the log for the second half of the log, which is not going to be you chopping through it?
The biggest thing is that both guys have to have their power side on the same side of the log. So if Sterling here is starting on the left side of the block, obviously Bobby Dowling's strength side is going to be on the same left side. He has to put 3 good drivers in before he jumps down off the log.
And you know you're only going through half the log, so you can keep up a good pace before you can let your partner take over. Excellent pace by both guys, Sterling and Nick Russell, as Bobby Dowling and Dave McLeod take over on the backside.
Both put good drivers in. I saw Sterling Hart not putting drivers in the top of his block. I'm wondering how that's going to play out here at the end.
McLeod and Dowling going at it in the underhand chop, both ready to put the finishing touches on it. McLeod putting some drivers in, Dowling putting some drivers in, and Bobby Dowling breaks off first. Dave McLeod right behind. We're into the standing block. It's Nick and Sterling again.
They were all ready to go. As soon as the block was severed, they were in chopping here on the standing block chop. Both guys keeping a good pace here right now. Nick having a hard time getting that front chip out.
Yeah, he had to flick the axe a little bit there, but he's got, once the chips are flowing, they're coming off in big chunks as well. Sterling, nice big wide arc of a swing. Looks like Hart and Dowling have the edge at this point.
They have to put good drivers in before they swing to the second side, get into the small wood here. Sterling should be putting the drivers in. See, Bobby's ready to chop, and they're off.
Yeah, 3 drivers for Sterling on the front cut. Bobby Dowling in the back cut. Dave McLeod taking over from Nick Russell on his half. Dave McLeod pulling some chunks out, wedging his axe in, lifting the chips.
Dave has some work to do. As you see, Bobby Dowling's getting into the small wood here now. Dave's running out of steam here. Is he going to have enough to catch Bobby?
He may not, because Dowling is now putting his drivers in. He's got to reach for his firewood. Dave McLeod's got still a couple of chips to pull. Then Bobby Dowling, Sterling Hart. The team wins the first heat of the Butcher Block in 1 minute 30.38 seconds with 1 heat still to come.
Great race by both teams, but it's obviously the team with the most stamina that's going to come out on top.
You went first both times. Just tell me what you do to set up the block for Bobby.
Well, basically, I go first, so if I mess up really bad, Bobby can fix it for me on the backside, so.
And did he mess up? They had to fix something?
No, well, I was actually hoping he's just going to carry on right through and cut the whole thing himself, but he made me cut half. He's pretty rude.
Now, one of you's a righty, one of you's a lefty. Does that, I noticed in the standing block, when you were getting ready for him to deliver, you were on the same side of him.
Yeah, I got a bit eager there. I thought he was about to finish on his side, so I stuck my foot in the way, and he actually finished the last few blows of his foot on top of mine, so it's not really ideal. Bit of a silly move on my behalf.
Nice race, guys. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
There it is, heat number 1, clocking in at 130.38, set by Hart and Dowling in that heat. Bischoff and Gowdy taking off Yarjow and Stewart. Should be a fantastic race.
These guys have a lot of experience, been around the lumberjack sports a long time. Norm Gowdy, big, strong man. He's been cutting with Carl Bischoff.
Well, Norm Gowdy is now in more of an administrative role as the president of Canadian Lager Sports Association, and he's pleading out to the people, anybody want to get involved, fill my shoes? You can start any age you want, any experience. Here we go, 2 more blocks, 14 inches round. Underhand first, we got Gowdy taking on Dennis Yarjow.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't want to be stepping into his shoes here on top of this. 14 inches around, white pine, and he's going to be chopping it as fast as he can, making room for Carl on the second side.
Gowdy still a big, strong, powerful man. Look at him swinging and hit that axe. If he hits his lines, nobody's going to stop him. Kevin Stewart is now in the log, giving way by Dennis Yarjow, and Gowdy just trying to clean things up, waiting for Carl Bischoff to stand in, and there goes Carl.
Kevin, look at the lead he has now on Carl. He's already getting into the small wood. Kevin keeping the pace up. Carl's going to make up for lost time here in the butcher block.
Well, I think the lost time was in Norm Gowdy's pace. He was hitting it hard, but he wasn't hitting it fast at all. Now Dennis Yarjow is into the standing block chop, while Carl Bischoff is still trying to finish off the underhand in this second heat of the butcher block.
And Dennis keeping a really good pace here in the standing block. He's bringing this thing home.
Carl Bischoff Norm Gowdy taking on Dennis Yarjow, the first half of the butcher block. Ready to step in right now is Carl Bischoff for Norm, and Kevin Stewart's ready to take over for Dennis. Dennis running out of gas there, putting a couple of drivers in. That last shot wasn't very effective at all by Dennis.
Wasn't effective. His drivers did not go deep. That's going to play a factor here as Kevin gets into the small wood and tries to drive this 14 inches of pine off.
Well, Kevin's got a big slab there. It's probably going to hinder him a little bit. Norm Gowdy running out of gas. Get the oxygen out for Norm. Carl, get chopping. You got to catch Kevin Stewart.
Carl also has a little bit of work cut out for him. Norm did not get into the small wood. He put some drivers in, but there's actually a big wall of wood on the front side there. Carl's going to have to drive quite a bit of wood on his far side.
Well, Kevin Stewart's got to reach over for his far wood. Good pace by Carl Bischoff, the veteran. Kevin Stewart still trying to struggle, been trying to drive for about 10 strokes now. It's not coming off. Carl's coming on like a freight train.
Carl Bischoff may catch him here in the last few strokes, but no, it's Kevin. Takes it off with a 155.4.
Good race by the 4 veterans. Okay, a couple of things going on there. First of all, we got a great race. We got a bunch of people yelling Shaggy. What do you know about that?
Oh, it's a little name I picked up. And a little bit of hairdo. So.
Okay, so now did Kevin call you off on that standing block chop, or did you just say I'm out of gas, it's all yours, Kevin?
No, it's his. I said I haven't trained, and it's up to you, buddy.
Now you held off the big freight train, Gowdy and Bischoff over there. You held them off. Did you hear them coming?
Oh yeah, I hear them coming all the time. We're pretty close most of the races.
Yeah, because Dennis left you a little bit of work to do. Were you impressed with that move?
Yeah, no, I called it off. You know, that's we can see we trade off type of thing. It worked out well.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
What an exciting finish of the butcher block relay here in Campbell River. But it's a young gun, Sterling Hart and Bobby Dowling, taking it home with a minute 30.